Welcome to another episode of Manufacturing Extension Program Presents with host Kathaleen Kuhn-Book. And we're going to talk about the Manufacturing Extension Program throughout Ohio. So stay tuned. Welcome to another episode of Manufacturing Extension Program with host Kathaleen Kuhn-Book, and she is a part of the Manufacturing Extension Program at the Ohio State University South Centers. Kathaleen, it is always a pleasure talking with you because you come with a wealth of knowledge and information. So let's begin by you telling the viewing audience a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, thanks for having me on today, Patrick. So my name is Kathaleen Kuhn-Book. I just started with the Ohio MEP program here at South Centers earlier this year. I started in February. Before that, I was a student at OSU. I recently finished up my undergrad in agriculture communications. I graduated last spring in the middle of the pandemic, so I got to have a virtual graduation. And then now I'm actually working on my master's also at OSU. So definitely a Buckeye through and through, I would say. Before I started my work here with the MEP program, I actually had the opportunity to work with the South Centers. Before that, I was a summer student research assistant for 3 different summers. So it was really nice to be able to come back and see some familiar faces and get a pay raise also. So now I have a real job here, and I'm really excited to see where this program takes us. It's a really great program that really works to help serve the southeastern region of Ohio, and that's something I'm definitely passionate about.
Ohio State University South Centers has a variety of different business programs, the Small Business Development Center, the Co-op Business, the Manufacturing Extension Program. So in a nutshell, what does the Manufacturing Extension Program do?
Yeah, definitely. So the MEP we are part of, there's 5 different ones throughout the state, and each state has their own sort of setup with the MEP program. So we are partially state and federal funded along with the Ohio State University. And really what we're here for is to reach out to those manufacturers, especially in the southeastern region where there's a lot of underserved areas. So really we are here to reach out to those and make sure that they have the means to succeed. So we provide everything from leadership training, succession training, to actually going in and helping them update their robotics, helping them improve some different processes to increase their profitability. It's been a really good program, and we've worked with counties all the way up to Coshocton to right here in Pike County. So it's been really great to see a far-reaching effects with this program.
So this is a map in which the different regions are involved. And since we are in southeastern Ohio, it looks like we are part of the green network. Is that correct?
Yes, so that is our region for the OSU South Centers. We cover 19 different counties focused in the southeastern region, as you can see. We do work in partnership with a lot of the other different MEPs throughout the state. We each kind of have our own little niche that we specialize in. So there's definitely some cross-reaching across those bounds, but it's been really good to see all 5 of us really come together and work for the whole state of Ohio to get those manufacturers what they need, especially in how crazy of a past year that we've had with COVID.
So what happens if you get contacted by another manufacturing company that's, let's say, is in Cleveland? What do you do?
Yeah, so actually that happens fairly often, especially in the digital world that we live in. You see an ad for something that may not be the right region that you're in. So typically what we do is we reach out directly to the Magnet MEP, which is the one that's in Cleveland. And we have just an open conversation with them. We let them know what the manufacturer's needs are, what they've came to us with. And then from there, we take it on a case-by-case basis, whether if magnet, it's something that they specialize in, they can go ahead and take it. If it's something that we're a little bit more comfortable with, then usually they're just like, you know what, you guys already have that relationship, go ahead and run with it. So it's a fairly easy conversation. Everyone's really works together because, I mean, at the end of the day, we all have the same goal.
So if I have a manufacturing company, a small manufacturing company in which there's just one other individual, would I sort of fit in with your group?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, we work with manufacturers that have 2 employees to 2,000 employees. And we are able to really just tailor what we do down to whatever your manufacturing company needs.
I'm assuming that you travel to all the different manufacturing companies in the green part. Is that correct?
Yes. So I'm a program assistant, but we have 4 other people on our team. Well, 3 other people now. We have Mick, who covers a few of our counties. We have Dawn, who covers a few of our counties, and then also Doug, and they serve as growth advisors. So they're the ones that are really boots on the ground, going in there, shaking the hands. Well, not with COVID, but in theory. So they're the ones that are really going out and meeting with these manufacturers, traveling to all these places. I know Doug was talking just the other day about the miles that he's put on his car since he started this job.
Now, you mentioned that you have several partners within the Ohio State University South Centers. Let's talk about some of the individuals and what we'll put their picture up. Let's start with Doug. What does Doug Anderson do?
So Doug is our program manager. So he's kind of our fearless leader here. He also recently started just a little bit before I did. So we're all relatively new here, which is actually a great working environment because we all kind of have the same level. There's not a lot of different experience levels. So we're all able to really learn through this process together. So he takes care of a lot of the administrative headaches, plus he also does cover a lot of the northern counties is where he works in. And he specializes in leadership training. Before he came to us here at OSU, he actually did a lot of different trainings, both nationally and internationally. So he definitely brings a lot of experience to the table. One of our other growth advisors is Dawn Coleman. She specializes in a lot of the counties that are right here around the Jackson and Pike County area. Dawn has definitely stepped up this year. She's really brought in a lot of our big clients this year, and it's been really great to work with her. She's definitely taken me under my wing as I just started this new position. So it's been really great to learn from her also. So Mick, he's born and raised here in Pike County. So he definitely has a lot of familiar roots around here that he's able to tap into. Additionally, he was actually in manufacturing before he came to Extension. So he definitely has some hands-on experience and knowledge with what actually it's like to be working in the manufacturing industry. So I think that's a very good perspective to bring to the table. So that's basically the MEP team. We also do work with Ryan Mapes, who is kind of the head of the Endeavor Center. So he helps us out a lot. And the really nice thing that I've enjoyed about working with the Endeavor Center and South Centers is that no matter if you're on the small business development team, the MEP team, we all really work together, and there's some great camaraderie there, and everyone wants everyone else to succeed.
I think the appointing authority is Susan Foltz.
Yes.
She comes out of Columbus. Is that correct?
Yes. So Susan is kind of the head of the Ohio MEP on the state side. So we get a lot of the mandates and the guidelines from her. So she's definitely been a wealth of knowledge on helping us get really set up and really figure out what direction we want to go with this MEP since we are a younger program.
Let's suppose that I have a manufacturing company of, let's say, 30 individuals. I know that down in Southern Ohio, it seems like we don't have a lot of manufacturing companies, but I'm really surprised that there are. What are some of the typical manufacturing companies in Southern Ohio?
There's really quite the diversity. I know before I started this position, my background is more in agriculture, and I just kind of seen a little bit of the manufacturing side. So whenever I took this position, I myself was really surprised with quite the diversity that we have here in the southeastern region. We have some chemical manufacturing. One of the big companies that we're working right now is Sterling Ultra Cold, which is out of Athens, really. And they were actually one of the people that got the contract to create the refrigerators that ship the COVID-19 vaccine. So that was a really great opportunity to kind of get their name out there and get a little bit of recognition for the southeastern Ohio. We also have Belicios in Jackson, and they are a food manufacturer. So we have a little bit of everything here.
Again, let's suppose I have a manufacturing company, and I've been really hit hard by the pandemic. What are some things that your manufacturing extension program might be able to assist me with?
Definitely. We have sadly ran into this a lot this year, but luckily we were able to get an additional funding and grants this year through the NEAP to help with some COVID-19 assistance. So we were actually able to subsidize a lot of the different programmings that we were able to offer this year. So in that particular instance, we could definitely go in and work on some strategic planning to kind of maybe do a little bit of restructuring to see where are the weak points, how can we strengthen that, and then also work on some workforce development and use some new employees back there. That's definitely a big issue right now, is getting those workforce readiness things. And we're actually starting to work with some of the CTCs and the high schools in the region to kind of build a grassroots program to get some more interest in the manufacturing program, because actually last year there was 16% of the employment in the state of Ohio was in manufacturing. So it's a decent sized sector for OSU. And it's definitely important to kind of build that up for the next generation. So that's something that I'm really excited about, is starting to work with the high schools also.
I think it's very important. There seems to have been a major push that everyone should go to college. But let's face it, you and I both know not everyone is really geared toward the college environment. So, and I know that the present governor and the past governors of Ohio have really fostered a growth of vocational schools. And so it's really good that you're working with those students in Ohio and the high schools, et cetera, encouraging them to get involved in the manufacturing.
Yeah, so that's really a new section of this partnership that we're working on this year. Right now, we're focusing on working with the Pike County CTC and then the Athens MEGs. We have some really interesting trainings that are coming up. We're actually going to be able to work directly with the students and the teachers. So I'm excited to see that foster and grow.
Tuition is a major part, especially for the parents and the soon-to-be graduating students. One of those alternatives is to look at tech training versus college training. But you had sort of a unique experience when you were attending high school. Care to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so whenever I was in high school, I graduated from Green High School in Franklin Furnace. And I had the opportunity to participate in the College Credit Plus program. So I took a lot of my classes at Shawnee State, and that was a big bonus for me. I was actually able to finish up my undergrad at OSU a year early because I got to go to Shawnee for free. I got my intros to chemistry, the not so fun math classes, and all those classes done. And that was really great. I definitely think that being able to go to Shawnee from coming from a small school, I graduated with only 39 people, to going up to Ohio State, where I had classes with 250 people. So kind of having that buffer of going to Shawnee during high school definitely helped me be able to succeed whenever I went up to main campus.
Franklin Furnace, the school system also helps students to look at the vocational schools. And inside a county, they have a vocational school.
Yeah, so we have the Sauter County CTC. They offer a large wealth of different programs. There's electrical, welding, automotive, also culinary. There's dental assistance. So really anything that you would want to do that's definitely hands-on, which is really important to support our economy here. So those are really great programs that are offered for the junior and seniors to go to. Typically what they'll do is instead of going to your high school for your last 2 years, you'll actually go straight to the CTC program. And that's really, they have a lot of hands-on labs. And then also the CTC, they have sponsored some recent ag programs, so some FFA and agri-science education within the schools in the past few years. So if it's maybe students that necessarily don't want to go and do the full 2 years working in automotive or electrics, they have been able to offer just a little bit of snippets of those programs through the agri-science programs where they look at animal science, they look at small engines. So still fostering that definitely hands-on and getting kids interested in that.
Is there a cost to go to the vocational school?
So the vocational school is funded just the same way as public high school is. So there's no additional cost. And a lot of students who do go to those CTC programs, they graduate not only with their high school diploma, but a lot of time with different certificates and things that makes it so they can go get a job right out of high school. They don't have to worry about going to college, paying that tuition. And also the CTC, they do offer some continuing education and adult ed programs. So if a student graduates and gets that certificate for in welding, for example, and then 5 years down the line, they want to do something a little bit more with that, they're able to go back with a smaller cost and continue their education, get another certificate.
Do manufacturing companies look forward to hiring those students, or do they want individuals with more experience?
Yeah, so that's a big hot topic question right now that we're having a lot with our manufacturers. Honestly, they're just wanting someone who is hardworking, honest, and is willing to show up to the job. A lot of the people that we've talked to, they're basically asking if we can just get a honest, hardworking person, we can teach them, we can show them, and get them set up with a mentor to help them succeed in our program. So don't be afraid to apply for a manufacturing job, even if you are not really sure if that's what you want to do and you don't really have experience with it. Because everyone that we've talked to, as long as you're willing to be honest, to show up to work on time, they're really willing to work with you to help you succeed. And honestly, I know a lot of times in the trade options, some people are like, oh, well, that's just basically making minimum wage. You're sitting in a hot, dirty factory all day. That's definitely not what manufacturing looks like in the 21st century. I've seen a lot of our facilities. They're very clean, state of the art, and really competitive pay. And a lot of people really enjoy working with these manufacturers. I know that I've spoken with a few people who have worked there from their high school, and now they're getting ready to retire from it. So it definitely can be a lifelong career.
I think all of the counties have vocational schools. Is that correct?
Yeah, so all of the counties in Ohio, all of the public high schools have the option to send their students to a career technical center. So a lot of them are named after the county, so the Vinton County Career Technical Center. But then there's also a few other ones that have some different names. So some counties actually have their county one plus an additional one, like, for example, the Kathaleens Career Technical Center, which is a little bit northern of here.
Let's suppose I'm in the 10th grade and I'm getting ready to go to my junior year. What are some of my steps that might be to get into a vocational school?
Yeah, so you definitely want to be reaching out to your high school guidance counselor. So they're kind of the ones that facilitate the transition to that. Also, reach out to a few people that you know that are currently enrolled in the CTC and see what their experiences are and see if that's for sure what you want to go into. Also, definitely consider which program you're interested in and look at what employers are in the region. And then also, it doesn't hurt to reach out to those employers and let them know that you're interested in this field. A lot of them, they're willing to do internships and co-ops while you're still in school to help you gain that experience while you're still in the classroom.
What are a few suggestions you might have to students?
So I think that the most important thing is to, whenever you have a goal, make sure that it's what you want. Don't be going after a career path or going to a certain college just because you think it's what someone else wants you to do. Because at the end of the day, you're the one that's going to have to be going in and punching the clock for that job, and you want to be happy with your career. So definitely just be tenacious and put your mind to something, and reach out to those who can be supportive to you. So reach out to your local MEP, reach out to your guidance counselor, because there's lots of different programs set in place, not just here at South Centers, but all across the state that really are set up to help students succeed. So don't be afraid to reach out for that extra help.
What would you recommend to manufacturing companies that have never heard of our program?
Yeah, I definitely recommend hopping on our website. It's osu.edu/southcenters/manufacturing. Reach out to us. Look at some of the offerings we have. We have everything from leadership, strategic planning, to HR help, to workforce development, to automation and robotics. So really, if you have an issue, reach out to us, and we're here to help you find the solution to that. Doug is a crucial conversations leader, so he's able to facilitate that for us. We have done it with quite a few of our clients and got some really great feedback on that. And then he was actually able to do it with our South Centers group here. So I've been able to see it from the facilitator side and from the actual participant side. And that really focuses on whenever you're having those tough conversations with two people with different opinions, which unfortunately happens a lot in the workplace. So it really helps you kind of think through those processes and make sure that you're getting the goal that you want out of that conversation, and you're not saying something that you don't mean to say. So that's just one of the many options that we have for our companies. So Doug also works a lot with our lean programs, and that really is set up to help our manufacturers kind of cut back on the unnecessary stuff and be able to reach their maximum productivity, which is at the end of the day is what you want. So definitely, if you haven't introduced any sort of lean or Six Sigma training into your manufacturing, I definitely recommend looking into that, reaching out to us, and we can get something set up for you. And even if you're not sure what you need, you just know that you need a little bit of help, reach out to us. One of our growth advisors will be more than happy to sit down with you, look at your entire manufacturing, look at your business model, and see what are some areas that we can help you in. And also with these grants and stuff, we're actually able to subsidize a little bit of the grants. So that also sweetens the deal a little bit too. So definitely reach out to the OSU MEP, take a look at what we have. And also for the students, reach out to us, and if you're interested in an internship, and we'd be more than happy to help you find some placements for that, and find some manufacturers who would love to work with you.
Hey, we're talking with Kathaleen Kuhn-Book. She's our host of the Manufacturing Extension Partnership Program, in which once a month or so, she's going to be helping us better understand the Manufacturing Extension Program throughout the state of Ohio. Kathaleen, thank you very much, and I look forward to more episodes.
Yeah, thanks for having me.